Today on ELN Morning, we have continuing coverage of Elon's response to North Carolina's House Bill 2.
Plus, we celebrate a foodie holiday with a quick and easy recipe for a breakfast treat.
And the indie rock band Sweet Bay from Atlanta, Georgia, is live for our ELN Morning concert series.
All that and more, ELN Morning starts right now.
Thanks for starting your day in Studio A. I'm Maya Eaglin.
And I'm Caroline Hartshorn. We have a great show for you this morning. We'll tell you why Alumni Gym has been especially busy this week.
But first, we begin with the stories making headlines this morning. Our Kenneth Brown Jr. is in studio with the latest. Good morning, Kenneth.
Good morning, Caroline and Maya. In an effort to increase productivity, Spain's Prime Minister wants to get rid of the siesta and shorten the workday by 2 hours. For many decades, Spain's workday has lasted from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. with a break called a siesta, then again from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., according to the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. Many Spaniards were quick to point out that the siesta varies, and in some parts of the country, it doesn't exist. The Prime Minister says he will find a consensus to make sure the working day ends at 6 p.m. Closer to home, a North Carolina couple has been arrested after 4 children in their care tested positive for meth. McDowell County deputies have charged Kimberly Lowry and Nathan Villani, each with 4 counts of misdemeanor contributing to the delinquency of a juvenile. The investigation began after a relative of one of the children between the ages of 4 and 12 filed a complaint of possible drug use in the home. Lowry and Villani are scheduled to appear in court on April 25th. And the fallout from North Carolina House Bill 2 continues. After signing the bill, Governor Pat McCrory said that he wasn't worried about companies pulling out of the state, yet that is starting to happen. PayPal is scrapping plans to expand to Charlotte with the potential of 400 new jobs. The state estimated the company would have generated $20 million yearly. The CEO of Google Ventures told partners he didn't want to invest in projects in North Carolina until voters fix this. And Braeburn Pharmaceuticals said that it might change its mind to build a facility in Durham County that would have created 52 new jobs. So that's just making headlines this morning. I'm Kenneth Brown Jr. Carolina Maya, back to you.
Thanks so much, Kenneth. We have continuing coverage of North Carolina's House Bill 2. Our Michelle Alfini followed some Elon students who took to an unconventional place to stage a protest.
In the 2 weeks since House Bill 2 passed, there have been educational sessions and flyers posted around Elon's campus to oppose the bill. But Elon sophomore Monique Swirsky says the message needs to go beyond Elon. So she got in her car and drove an hour east to Raleigh to make a bigger statement.
So a lot of people are here. We can reach a lot of people with information, educating them about how HB2 impacts the state.
Swirsky and 24 other Elon students spent Tuesday night protesting at Raleigh City Council meeting, handing out flyers to attendees and council members explaining what the city of Raleigh can do to oppose the bill.
They took to a private space to voice a public message.
We are doing a PM, which is a sit-in where we are standing outside of the bathrooms and inside bathrooms that do not align with our gender identity.
Students of both genders stood in the men's and women's restrooms to spread the word to people as they entered. If this sounds uncomfortable, Swirsky says that's the point.
That is what HB2 does to transgender individuals, that we are legislating this uncomfortableness.
While people were taken aback by the group's presence in the bathrooms, no one was visibly upset. To Swirsky, though, the most surprising thing was how many Elon students joined her.
Elon is not known for being the most activisty or liberal campus, so it is really encouraging for me to see my peers at Elon take a stand against this and want to be involved in the civic process.
A civic process that brought Elon students an hour away from campus for a 4-hour protest. Michelle Alfini, Elon Local News.
According to Spectrum, there will be more protests at other city council meetings in the future across the state.
A story making international headlines this week is the Panama Papers, a leak of millions of documents affecting multiple countries. Our Tyler Patchen has the information you need to know.
History. Over 11.5 million files on more than 214,000 companies have been released from the law offices of Mossack Fonseca, a Panamanian law firm. The firm specializes in setting up foreign shell companies that enable clients to hide income and other surplus, preventing them from paying taxes. Many world leaders have been implicated in the files, such as personal friends of the Russian President, Vladimir Putin, the President of Argentina, and the Ukrainian President are currently personally involved. However, one of the largest scandals is against the Icelandic Prime Minister, who is denying involvement. Protesters call for him to step down. He said he will not seek re-election. The sports world has also been impacted as high-ranking members of FIFA, the governing body of soccer, and players such as Lionel Messi have been implicated with the Panama Papers. Overall, the reaction has led from demonstrations to full censorship by countries like China and Russia on the subject. Files concerning the U.S. businesses and leaders have not been released yet. The State Department is currently investigating all U.S. claims.
Last night, months of hard work finally paid off for members of Elon's Greek community at the annual Greek Week dance in Alumni Gym. Masked and Dangerous, the Sigma Chi fraternity came in first for the Interfraternity Council, followed by Beta Theta Pi in second and Delta Upsilon in third place. For the Pan-Hellenic Council, Sigma Kappa capped it off, coming on top with their dance-themed American Horror Story Freak Show. Sliding into second was Zeta Tau Alpha with their baseball-themed ensemble, and in third was Phi Mu, with a James Bond mashup. As the night came to a close, the gym filled with cheers, sobs, and embraces. All proceeds raised from the event will be donated to the Elon-thon.
And Elon-thon is Elon's 24-hour dance marathon. It starts tomorrow night at 6 p.m. I'll be dancing for all 24 hours. Our Meredith Stutz is live in Alumni Gym with the fundraising goals for the event. Good morning, Meredith.
Yes, it has been quite the week here at Alumni Gym with last night the Greek Week dance. And then on Friday, about 32 hours from now, is the 24-hour dance marathon, better known as Elon-thon. The event is in its 14th year, and more than 1,000 people have signed up to sing, dance, act, have fun, play games, all FDK for the kids. Elon-thon raises money for the Children's Miracle Network through Duke Children's Hospital. The event starts at 6 p.m. on Friday night and goes a full 24 hours until Saturday, April 9th at 6 p.m. ELN will be there reporting, as well as I will be there too, so if you're there, come say hi. The event last year raised over $180,000, and this year Elon-thon told us that they're expected to top that, raising more than $200,000. So be following along ELN on Twitter and Facebook and all social media for the latest results and what's going on. And reporting live from Alumni Gym, I'm Meredith Stutz. Caroline, back to you.
Thanks so much, Meredith. I'm so glad that Elon-thon is in the gym, because if it's anything like the temperature it has been recently, I would not be happy outside.
I know, this week has been surprisingly very chilly.
It was definitely warmer before we left for spring break, and then we get back from a warm place
and it's freezing. I pull my jackets back out. So thankfully we have our Alex Hale downtown, and he has our Phoenix 5-day forecast. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning. Well, you're right. Temps this week have been shockingly chilly for many, including myself. I might have been a little premature in bringing my cold weather clothes home, but never fear, there's good news out on the horizon, and warm temps will return, especially after this weekend. Looking today, we're going to see a high of about 67 degrees, which really isn't too bad, and it'll get warmer once the clouds roll out. Looking further at the weekend in our Phoenix 5-day forecast, we see temperatures in the 60s and even get into the low 70s by Monday and Tuesday, bringing with them a little bit of rain. But till then, lows will be low, getting all the way down to 27 degrees on Saturday. Still though, I'm fairly confident that many of you will feel right at home. Are you from a nondescript town just outside of Boston? Well, the low there on Saturday is also 27 degrees. Live from downtown Elon, I'm Alex Hale. Maya, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Alex. When we come back, we take a look at this day in history in our Throwback Thursday segment.
And if you want to treat yourself this spring, I have some box subscriptions for everyone in this week's College Consumer. You're watching ELN Morning.
In this week's Throwback Thursday, first we're throwing it way back to 1913, when 5,000 women suffragists marched to the Capitol in Washington, D.C., seeking the right to vote. Just a few decades later, in 1948, the World Health Organization, a specialized organization dealing with public health, was created. And for our final throwback, we hit the 21st century in 2009, when Vermont state legislator voted to become the 4th U.S. state to legalize gay marriage. The law went into effect in September of that year.
Are you just too busy to go shopping? Or maybe you don't have time. Our Paul LeBlanc might have the perfect way to save time and keep you looking good. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Maya. With finals and internship deadlines approaching, it can be easy to let your appearance suffer a little bit. But just because your schedule is hectic, it doesn't mean you have to sacrifice how you look. You might just have to shop 1 month at a time. Websites like Birchbox, Ipsy, and Glossybox all offer beauty products on a monthly based subscription that gets shipped to your dorm in a box at the beginning of every month. So if you just don't have time to shop for beauty products every week, save yourself some precious study time and consider monthly based subscriptions. But guys, don't worry, I didn't forget about you. Websites like the Tie Bar, RootBiz, and Tie Cargo all offer similar deals, but with men's ties and dress socks. So instead of fretting over which tie to wear to graduation or that next internship interview, set yourself up for success with the monthly tie club. Looking out for the college consumer, I'm Paul LeBlanc. Maya and Caroline, back to you.
For seniors, this is when 4 years of hard work ends. For one senior, her college fellow's thesis isn't a paper, but a stage production. Musical theater Renee Lasciazzi's capstone project is a review of the Great American Songbook titled Reviewing a Century of the Songbook. Who could ask for anything more? It explores the endurance and importance of the songbook to American culture. The piece features music from legendary artists from Michael Bublé to Frank Sinatra. The show features singing, dancing, and more. You have 3 chances to see it for free, starting tonight and tomorrow at 7:30 and Saturday night at 8:30 in the Black Box Theater, located right in the Center for the Arts. And coming up, we have a fun event for you this weekend to try some local food.
When we come back, we're celebrating National Coffee Month with this day's College Consumer and the College Cooking. Stay with us.
At ELN Morning, we are always up to date with our national holidays. For today's College Cooking, I got to celebrate what might be my favorite holiday yet, National Coffee Cake Day.
You might not be Googling National Coffee Cake Day, but I sure am. I couldn't wait. This week on College Cooking, I made a coffee cake, not from scratch, but hey, a box mix is pretty close. This recipe is easy and definitely college budget friendly. All you need is a bowl, a tinfoil pan, the box mix, 2/3 cup water, 1 egg, and a spoon. Once you have the ingredients, you are ready to roll. First, start by pouring all ingredients into the bowl. This includes the mix, water, and egg. Stir it up nice and good, but it's okay if it's still a little lumpy. Here comes the best part. Pour just about half into the pan and spread evenly. Take the crumpled cinnamon mix that comes in the box and lay half in an even layer right on top. Cover the top with the leftover batter by scooping spoonfuls over the cinnamon mix. Finally, take the rest of that cinnamon and cover the entire top. You're ready to bake. Set the oven at 350 degrees, and once it's preheated, slide your pan into the center of the rack. In just over 40 minutes, your cake is done. Let it cool, and in no time, you'll be celebrating National Coffee Cake Day in style.
So, Maya, I made the coffee cake that we just saw this weekend, and my goal was to save it, but my roommate, my hallmates, we kind of got hungry, So we have this coffee cake that we brought in. So let's take a bite, but then I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Probably better than mine.
So good.
It's really good.
Coffee cake is great because
that's what I was going to ask you. So what is it about it that you love?
for me, it's everything that I put in coffee in a cake. You know, the cream, cinnamon, love.
Sugar.
It's all in this little cake. It's beautiful.
A ton of sugar. And if you're not baking it at home, it's pretty cheap. You can get it at Panera, anywhere. Like, it's a really good treat.
For sure.
To treat yourself, you know, when you're like feeling something sweet in the morning.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for bringing this in.
Yeah, of course.
And if you are looking for something tasty this weekend, how about a wide variety of almost anything? Well, look no further than the Revolution Mills Food Truck Festival in Greensboro. This Sunday from noon to 6 p.m., take a tour of the newly renovated Revolution Mill and eat some delicious food. Revolution Mills has remodeled and introduced apartments, studio spaces, and even a brewery. The celebration is hosted by Greensboro food trucks, and over 10 trucks will join in on the fun. Some of the trucks coming are Dusty Donuts, Zico's To Go, Urban Street Grill, and more. You don't have to pay to get in, but you will need some money to buy some food. Sounds delicious.
And if you're looking for something else fun to do this weekend, tonight you might want to have the chance to win cool prizes. Tonight, Sub and the Inner Residence Council are partnering together for a pajama-themed bingo night. Some prizes include onesies, movies, a Bluetooth wireless speaker, and a ton more. If you want to get in on the action, the fun begins at 10:10 in McKinnon Hall.
When we come back, Sweet Bay is performing live in Studio B. You're watching ELN Morning. ELN morning concert series with Sweet Bay. Sweet Bay is an indie rock band based out of Georgia. So what brings them to Elon? I sat down with one member with an Elon connection. James Tiernan has been playing music since he was 8, but now he balances being a student with being the bassist of Sweet Bay, a band from Georgia. All the bandmates are from just outside of Atlanta and had an unexpected first performance at a charity event.
We just went up on stage and he called out songs and we played them and stuff. But we vibed so well together that we were all like, we need to, keep playing together.
James has dedicated his life to music and can play over 5 instruments, including the violin, bass, and guitar.
If I didn't have music, I would be a very, very different person. And there have been a lot of opportunities and a lot of people I've met that have changed my life, that if I had not been doing music, I would just be, I don't even know.
James uses every opportunity to perform with his band, even if that means making the drive down to Georgia on weekends.
Like what I do during breaks, winter term being one example, is we just try to write and perform as much as we can. And we just try to take and make a lot of opportunities and stuff like that to write and perform.
James says living in North Carolina has slowed down the band, but they continue to pursue opportunities. And so far, the response has been positive.
We have a small cult following in Atlanta, small but really cultish following of people that, just listen to our single all the time and stuff like that and go to our shows.
The band is keeping busy despite the distance, with a new single released in September, a YouTube channel, and a plan to release more original music soon. All right, so we are here with Sweet Bay. Thank you guys so much for joining. So I gotta know, how long have you guys been performing together?
We've been performing for just over a year together now.
How'd you guys meet? How'd you get started?
You got that one.
I had a last-minute show at a place in Noonan called the
Yes,
Alamo,
that's the
and
one.
I didn't have a drummer or a bass player, so I asked these guys, and they obliged, and from there, it just, we thought we'd start a band. It worked,
So you guys go to different schools, but you're from Elon. How'd you get involved?
James just asked if I would play keys.
Just as a friend?
And what do you guys have going on tomorrow night?
Tomorrow we'll be playing at the Oak House, and we're having a band called Cloud Hands, which is a newly formed Elon student band, open for us. And it'll be their first performance, and this is going to be our first performance in North Carolina.
Awesome. And what are you guys gonna play for us right now?
It's a song we wrote called Hard I Know.
Awesome. And so can you guys tell us a little bit about what you have coming up in the future? Do you have any singles going on? Albums?
So we're under new management right now. We're working on getting an album together. That'll be our first, well, I guess it'll be an EP that we'll release. It'll be our first EP. We're also working on a Southeastern tour.
Cool.
So we'll come probably a little higher than here and go down through Florida and probably hit a bunch of different schools, places like that.
Awesome.
Cool.
And then what about if you guys, all your fellow fans at Elon, how can they follow you? How can they hear your music? What can they do?
All of our social media is under the name Sweet Bay Music. That's one word, nothing in between, just Sweet Bay Music.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything?
YouTube.
Snapchat?
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll make one.
One day.
We'll make
One day.
That's our
We'll make
YouTube channel, everything. Sweet Bay
Awesome.
Music.
Great. Okay, so you guys are going to play for us, and then we'll come back and
you so
congratulate
much.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
The seasons change, the leaves will fall here, love will come, and love gets lost, yeah. Ooh, let the lights guide you toward home. All the time you said too much, yeah. You tell yourself, ooh, sure not enough. Oh, let the lights guide you toward home. When the darkness starts to form, leave behind the hurt that's been weighing on your soul. Don't let it control the heart, I know. Let the lights guide you toward home. When the darkness starts to form, leave behind the hurt that's been weighing on your soul. Don't let it control the heart I've known. Ooh, ooh,
We'll be playing mostly originals tomorrow. Yeah.
Awesome. What covers have you done?
We tend to do a lot of a band called Colony House and do a little bit of Coldplay, a little bit of Kings of Leon, stuff like that. But mainly we do originals, though. That's what our main focus is.
So thank you so much, Sweet Faye, all the way from Georgia. That is our ELN morning for you guys this morning.
Don't forget to check them out at Oak House tomorrow. Have a great weekend, Elon.
Bye. Thank you.